You guys, I just had my first experience of recording an entire episode just for it to not actually be recorded. I had my first one, yeah, baby, first one. You know, you hear about that all the time where people are like, man, I just put all this time and energy and love into this thing and it just all got deleted, or it wasn't recording. Yeah, that just happened. And I feel like, okay, deep breaths. This too is for a purpose, for a reason. And you know, maybe that happened a couple years ago when I first started podcasting. I don't really remember, but this is definitely the first time in a long time. So, woohoo! Let's go! We are on verse 4 of the Tao Te Ching. We're reading the Stephen Mitchell it's a New English version. And the whole point of this is to contemplate in the moment, now, with me, not premeditated. To just say hello to the Tao. Maybe you are an expert. Maybe you've never heard of it. I am like somewhere in the middle. Definitely not an expert. I let everybody know this. I am just a student of life, a lover of life, and a lover of the spirit of wisdom, and I am a person. So I'm just here inviting in deeper contemplation, bringing these concepts forward, and trusting that exactly who is meant to hear and receive these words is going to, and that it will serve them abundantly, magnificently, tenfold, forever and ever and ever. Oh, and I love you. Okay, so because of that, though, the whole point is like that I read it for the first time here with you live, and I guess what? I just did that. And not actually recorded. So I'm going to give you the quick rundown. Maybe these episodes are supposed to be a little shorter. We'll see. But I wanted to start by reading it. And it goes, "The Tao is like a well, used but never used up. It is like the eternal void, filled with infinite possibilities. It is hidden but always present. I don't know who gave birth to it. It is older than God." Thank you, verse 4. Always encouraging us to breathe as we go through these. This verse made me want to look up the word simply Tao from the Tao Te Ching, like just Tao. And what I found, and it was also, I do feel like important to do deeper research to find definitions for certain words and things, but we're here, and I do appreciate this definition. So it reads in Chinese philosophy, it's the absolute principle underlying the universe. Within itself, the principles of yin and yang, and signifying the way or code of behavior that is in harmony with the natural order. The interpretation of Tao in the Tao Te Ching developed into the philosophical religion of Taoism. And I gotta be honest, I don't know much about Taoism at all, was never introduced to it. Still don't even know much about it, to be honest, or what they practice. But this is my own personal contemplation and invitation for us to contemplate and invite in spiritual wisdom and perspectives, conversation, connection, and with information. But this is like ancient knowledge rather than like quick hits of information. It's ancient text that has been around for millennia. And so my prayer is that it is serving and sparks something, and I know and I trust that it does. So when I look at that definition of Tao, I'm like, okay, I love that it's like the absolute principle underlying the universe. So for me, it feels like it's holding the universe up in its hands, like keeping it all together, making it possible. Strong, sturdy foundation while combining within itself the principles of yin and yang. So we've got yin and yang duality, masculine and feminine, but within itself, that makes it one, this wholeness, thinking of the law of one. And then, within itself, from this oneness it starts to spread. Yin and yang signifying the way or code of behavior that is in harmony with the natural order. I think that's really important to note. And the importance of harmony and living in harmony with ourselves, with our soul, with our mind, body, and spirit, and with nature and the seasons. And we can see how in the West we really have kind of gotten away from that, and we use the Gregorian calendar or something like that, and it's like we've lost touch deeply with our roots, like literally, and moving with the seasons and those cycles. And especially as women, you have a 28 roughly, maybe more, maybe less, day cycle in congruence with the moon. We are highly touched and influenced by the moon, just like the waves of the ocean is and are. It's water, and we're made up of water. Like, of course, these beautiful things. And so just another invitation to admire and look at that and give ourselves peace and rest, because nature in a flower doesn't force itself to bloom, not until exactly it is ready. And trees actually thrive when there is a winter season. They did a study on this with the redwoods, and they gave some of them steroids or something during the winter so that they would just keep growing rather than having that season of decay. And those redwoods trees, they usually live for hundreds of years, those ones died within the next year, maybe two. Look that up for yourself. Okay, let's get back to the verse. The Tao is like a well, used but never used up. Yes, yummy. It just keeps going. Just keeps going. Sounds infinite. Sounds eternal to me. It sounds like I'm thinking and seeing the image of Yeshua, Jesus, at the well with the woman. And he's like, if you drank from my water, my living water, you would never thirst. You would have eternal life. There's a deeper story there, but it's like I'm seeing that image. And so there's a reference that Jesus makes at the well to the water. And there's a reference here that the Tao is being explained with the imagery of it being like a well. Used, but it never runs out. Just like Yeshua was like, this living water, it will never run out. You will never thirst. Beautiful. Curious what that maybe means to you or brings up for you. Continuing, it says, it is like the eternal void filled with infinite possibilities. When I think of the eternal void, I tend to think of the cosmic mother, and specifically the cosmic womb. I think of the womb because the womb is a portal of creation, full of infinite possibilities, depending on what you put in there, what is going to be created with this, with this incredible gift, which is woman. We have this gift of a womb, and I do feel like we all hold some sort of an energetic womb space, but that is the gift of the mother, of the woman. We have a womb, It is powerful. It is pure creation. It brings life from spirit, the unseen, into form. Nothing else quite like that. You're literally like receiving from the heavens or from the universe or from spirit, bringing it into form. Through the body, it creates another human body. Like, what? That is epic. That is epic. So I think of that. I think of it as like the eternal void, filled with infinite possibilities. The void's like nothingness, but yet filled with infinite possibilities. We're touching on this duality again. And yeah, I'm also feeling like with the eternal void, to me that feels like darkness, and in the yin, contemplation and concept, that is feminine in nature, that darkness. Okay, it is hidden but always present. Hidden but always present. When I read this the first time, I thought of religion just in general, and how like the face of God is a man, and we use he, and he is the one that is like seen or talked about, plastered up. And in this reference, it just made me think of the Divine Mother. She can sometimes be more hidden, but always present, or this womb space, or this eternal void, or the Tao. Hidden, but always present, this underlying principle of the universe. The absolute principle underlying the universe. Curious what that brings up for you. Okay. I don't know who gave birth to it. So it gave birth. It was birthed. Okay. Well, who gives birth? Women do. Unless you're a seahorse, then the men can. And you know what? It could also be beyond masculine and feminine. And there is a reverence here that I just want to speak to. For women as givers of life, as birthers. And yeah, we all have masculine and feminine within us. We're all giving birth to our life. We're all creating and co-creating life. But yeah, just wanted to say that. After, I don't know who gave birth to it, it reads, it is older than God. Like, what could be older than God? Have you thought about that before? Because that is an interesting thought right there. Older than God. Like, wasn't God always was and is the beginning, the end, the in-between, everything, all it was? It is older than God. What a cool invitation. What a cool concept. The gift of this is that it's not asking you to believe anything. It's just, again, an offering of contemplation for you to sit with and digest and metabolize yourself. Okay, my beautiful friends, my tummy is growling and I need to eat. This one is again short and sweet. The Tao is like a well used but never used up. It is like the eternal void, filled with infinite possibilities. It is hidden but always present. I don't know who gave birth to it. It is older than God. Like, what an epic, like, expansion story, possibility, concept. We are always divinely guided and protected. There is a divine orchestration here, and I am so loved. That's what I think about. That is what I think about. I love you all so much. Please share with me in the comments your thoughts, your contemplations, your curiosities, your questions, your revelations, the sacred wisdom that you carry, the medicine that you carry. I would love to hear it. If you want to collab further or have any questions, go ahead and email me at freetobeanelene@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram. That's also freetobeanelene. And I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Mwah.